What started off as an idea for a dream backyard makeover has now quickly become a reality. A lot of time, effort, energy has went into this backyard project, and I am so proud to finish up most of the work today. So this is like kind of, we're at the finish line, you guys, kind of, sort of. Still have some work to do, but you can really just see how much the yard has transformed over the past couple months. And if you happen to miss any of the previous videos, I will have a playlist linked down below so you can catch up. But this is about where we left off in the last vlog. We finished up the upper lower deck, the stairs, and then part of the ledge around the pool. In this part of the video, you are going to get to see us finish the railing. We also stain the concrete, so there's a lot going on in today's video. And yeah, I hope this inspires you that if we can transform our backyard like this over time, then you can too. And I really appreciate your support and your encouragement along the way. I truly would not be able to do this without you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. So yeah, we're gonna jump right in. We're gonna start adding the railing along the upper deck. This is really important. Obviously, we don't want to fall off the backside. And this was some trial and error. We had never done a railing before, and we tried buying some post brackets. Unfortunately, those were not very secure, so we ended up cutting notches out of the posts after doing some research, and this really secured them in place. So that's what we ended up doing for all the posts, and once we got that done and got those in place, everything else was smooth sailing. And I say that lightly because it did take us a lot of time. You know, that's what I've learned, you know, doing a lot of DIYs and working on projects with no experience and just jumping right in. It takes time. It really does take time. I think the thing is, if you go into something with experience, you get it done really fast. And every single project my husband and I do, we're like, oh, how bad could it be? And then how long we'll finish this in a night. Like, we always say stuff like that, and then it ends up taking the entire day and night and some of the next day as well. But that's just part of it, because there's a couple mistakes we made along the way that were kind of comical, like rookie mistakes that you don't really make if you know what you're doing. Like, for instance, we couldn't figure out which way we wanted the railing to face, so this took us way too long to decide. I kept standing back and looking at it like, does the smooth part of the railing face inward or outward? Like, I couldn't figure it out. I finally decided to keep the smooth side in, just so that way, if like you're hanging towels or your bathing suit up on the rail, that it wasn't going to snag it, but I guess it would snag it from the other side. It doesn't make any difference. I don't know, I guess personal preference, whatever side you want. And Google did not help either, because I asked. But after we got this one side done, we moved on to the next one. And how about we put it the opposite? We got it all attached and then realized that it was backwards. And I was like, oh my God, no. So we had to turn it around. We had to undo everything and flip it. It was awful. But once again, that goes back to not being experienced, not thinking about it, and just, you know, trying to stay focused and move fast. And that's where we end up messing up, because we get like excited because we're getting close to the finish line. So then we're like, oh yeah, we're working, and there's little things that you miss and you don't pay attention to. For instance, like putting the railing on backwards and then having to go, you know, 3 steps behind to fix it. So little things like that. Little rookie mistakes, but this is where we were trying to figure out which way we should put the railing, facing inward or outward, and we ultimately decided on this position, so that way the smooth side was on the inside of the deck, which I actually am so glad I decided to do this. When it's all finished, it looks really, really beautiful, and yeah, it was just, once again, goes back to personal preference, whatever you want to do. I don't think there's like a right or wrong way to do it. And then I did end up buying these, y'all see those black things that are leaning up against the deck? Tell me why those are like ridiculously expensive. When I looked online, I don't know why, I ordered them online and I thought they were like something different than what they are. But I didn't realize that they were for it's for like a project, like an actual like DIY privacy fence. But I bought them because we were going to use those along the bottom side of the deck, but they ended up being too thin and it didn't work out. So we ended up doing something different for the side. And actually my husband did that while I was gone. I'm trying to think of where I went. I went somewhere and I came back and he was done with it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even get a chance to film it. Whenever you like film YouTube videos or like content in general, everything, you don't want to miss anything. So if someone does something without you, you're like, dang, I missed it. I didn't get to film it. And honestly, that happens a lot because my husband is not a content creator. I am. So if we're working on a project together and I have to run to the store to grab something, his butt don't stop. He doesn't wait for me. He just gets it done. And I just have to accept the fact that he just, he doesn't think like I do. I'm over here thinking like everybody needs to see every single detail, when in reality, you probably don't have to see all the details. And as far as the bottom of the deck along the side there, all we basically did was use the scrap extra wood we had and put the boards up horizontally, just running down the deck just to close it in. The back side of the deck is actually going to be like a little door, and we're going to utilize that for storage. But currently, under it is just a bunch of wood. So there's really nothing under there right now except scrap wood. So here, we did learn that adding the little metal brackets that the railing are going to sit in was a lot easier to attach these to the posts first before attaching the posts to the deck. So that was like a little tip. And we just kind of marked based off of the other one, so everything was nice and even and level. And actually in just a moment you'll see whenever the mistake we made where we put the railing facing the wrong way. So as you're adding your railing, make sure you're paying attention to which way it goes, because like when you're working and you're focused on something, you're not paying attention to details like that, like you should be, but we just don't. So I felt horrible once he got it like all in place, and honestly I was like kind of standing back supervising, because this was not necessarily like a one-man job, but the one doing a lot of the work is doing all the work, and the other one's just kind of there to help hold things in place. But this is the moment. See how the smooth side is facing this way when the other rail is the opposite. So yeah, and you'll see us completely attach this and then realize that it's backwards, and it's very noticeable, so it had to be fixed. So that took an extra like 30 minutes out of our time. And honestly, it's a good darn thing that Dylan and I are polar opposites, because I could have broke the railing at that point, but Dylan's just like so calm and collected, and he just unscrewed it and just fixed it and moved on. And I couldn't get over the fact that we missed it. I was like, how did we miss this? How was I not paying attention? And I was so like frustrated with myself, and he just keeps going. So love that for me, because yeah, I always say he's the calm to my storm, and that is 100% a fact.
Words can't describe just how much I miss you whenever you're gone. I want you here beside me for eternity, shining your light like a sun. I try for you, baby, to take the higher road, to be someone you're proud of, but I've been lost lately. I don't know what is right or wrong. Ooh, I always like me better when I'm around you. Ain't no place I'd rather be. You got this energy that always surrounds you. It's everything I'll ever need. The devil on my shoulder's almost gone. Ooh, I always like me better when I'm
All right, so at this point, the railing at the top is done. We feel a lot safer up there now. And now it's just a matter of getting the railing done going down the stairs. We did get the top railing done. As you can see, I didn't film that because it was kind of one of those things that we were just kind of playing around with it, and it just so happened to work. So we were like, okay, let's put it together. But we do have 2 more poles to add. But now we're going to go ahead and jump into staining the concrete. All right, just left Sherwin-Williams, and I got the stain for the concrete. Got a roller, little painting kit, and a big tray for the bigger roller that I got, this one. That way we can cover like more area. So we're about to get started. We have very sunny, beautiful weather the next couple days, so we should be able to get it done, and hopefully it looks good. I'm so excited. I just realized we still have all the tape on the top of the building.
Are we gonna...
We need to get that down.
Are we gonna tape the drain off, or are you just gonna kind of...
I'm just gonna cut it in.
Okay.
It's gonna be a lot easier. It's a waste of my time. Huh?
Building, same thing?
Same thing.
Okay. So I'll start on the outside, and you start there.
Yep, I'm gonna start where the shade is. I actually picked up everything from the Sherwin-Williams store, and we're going to get started. The color I am using is called, what is it called? I forgot. I want to call it Siberian, but I don't think that's correct. It is correct. It's called Siberian Haze. This is a color through Sherwin-Williams, and it is really, really pretty. But just fair warning, it did actually turn a little bit more on the like orange beige side than I expected it to. Because when you first start brushing it on, it definitely has more of like a deep beige, but as it dries and it's soaked into the concrete was when it started to kind of turn the colors a little bit. Dylan thinks it's my eyes. And it could be, honestly, it could be. I'm not denying that, but he was like, I really like it. And I do like it. I think it looks really good. It's a good, like warm tone to where I just didn't want it to be all gray out here. And I think that whenever everything is styled on the space, it's going to look really good. But this did take 2 coats. We ended up using a total of 6 gallons to do 2 coats on this 620 square feet slab. And it really wasn't too bad to stain it. I mean, it's so different than painting the walls. However, it is hot. Super hot, so we had to take quite a bit of breaks in between just because it just being, the thing is you want to paint it when it's like dry and, you know, super sunny outside and not raining, which the only time to really do that here in Florida is in the morning because it does rain a lot in the afternoon. So the goal was to try to get this done, and we were out here in the middle of the day, like noon. It was probably like from noon to 2. We were out here, and I'm pretty sure I got burnt just from sitting out here for like 10 minutes. I do wish that the color would have stayed as dark as it starts to roll on, because I think that that is like the most perfect color, but it definitely does change. So just know that as we're painting it, it's looking a little different than what it's going to actually dry to. But it's really pretty. It's a beautiful color, and I think change for me, like, you know what's funny is I love change, but sometimes certain things changing, it takes a little bit for me to adjust, and I think the concrete being so bright and like almost like a light gray, it's very pretty and it looks super clean, and then going to like a darker beige was just a little bit of an adjustment for me. So, but now that it's been a couple days, I do genuinely love it, and I think it looks so clean, and it's been nice because now that it's stained, the concrete doesn't look as dirty as quick. It still gets marks on it, and I don't know why I expected it not to do that. I don't know what I was thinking, but it still gets marks on it because it's light enough to still show like if you get dirt on it. But we didn't want to go too dark because of it being so hot. I didn't want it to burn your feet. And it does make a difference as far as the brightness goes. It definitely warmed everything up. Even inside the house, the reflection inside is crazy. I will say though, this, like staining the concrete was a huge accomplishment because this has been in the works for like a month and a half. Y'all know we had the concrete slab poured, then we had to do some leveling and the texture, and then we had to wait for it to dry and clean it again, and then we could stain it. So it's just been a long time coming. Really exciting to have this part done. One of the projects complete, like all the projects we have going on, I can say that this one is completed, so that feels really good. And I feel like the texture on it made such a huge difference. It looks so good, especially now that it's stained. You can really see the texture pop out a lot more, and it feels better on your feet. It's not slippery, which has been really good. So if you ever have a concrete slab poured, I highly recommend doing a texture on it. I don't really know what exactly this texture is called. It's kind of like a knockdown, but on the ground. I did talk about us flooding in my last vlog in our new edition, and I wanted to quickly answer some questions that I got about it and just address a couple things because I got a lot of opinions on it, and also just people curious on like what happened, why that it ended up flooding. And the main reason why it flooded was because it was such a strong storm that came through, and the wind, in my opinion, was as strong, if not stronger, than some of the hurricane winds that we have gotten in the past. The wind was blowing completely sideways into the building, so the windows, the entire side of the main run of it, where all the windows are, was getting drenched, okay? And as you can see, if you're looking at the building right now, there are a ton of bolts. There's a ton of different cut pieces, and each of those little cut pieces have little openings where water can actually seep in if it hits it. Most rainstorms, it does not do that. This rainstorm just so happened to blow all the wind at the building, and it was running down it and then seeping into those cracks, which was then going down the wall and up and into the floor. So that is how it ended up flooding. Around the doors was not flooded at all. It actually flooded, so right where I'm standing is where most of the water had come in, and I believe it's through those windows is how it ended up coming in. But we did end up caulking everything. It got it all sealed, so we are good to go. We did have another storm that was pretty bad, and it did not get wet, so I think we're good. We're gonna keep checking seams and checking things. Right now I currently have the baseboards off in there still until we know for sure that everything is good to go. But what's nice about the concrete slab is that it is higher, so we actually don't flood by our back door anymore like we used to. We used to flood and water would actually get into the back of our house. It doesn't anymore, and that's one of the reasons why we put this drain here, because it drains from the back sliding glass door down to a slope to this drain, and then where it goes up to the building, it's higher there, so it drains off into the yard. So everything was done right, and it's honestly been really nice. It's helped us a ton. It just so happened to be one of those storms that just hit us just wrong. So it was unfortunate, but crap happens, and you just gotta fix it and move on. We finished staining for the rest of this day. Once it was dry, we did a second coat, let that dry as well, and this is how it ended up turning out. I feel like from the camera, this angle, it doesn't look as warm toned as it is in person. So I feel like it does have a little bit more of that gray tone, but trust me, it is definitely beige. Okay, it's not just my eyes. It is. I think it's the angle in my camera making it look a lot brighter than it is. Also, if you're wondering what the blue tape is for, that was because we had plastic up the day that it stormed really bad, and it was supposed to storm the next day. Until we could get everything caulked and dried, we had to tape everything off with plastic, and when I ripped the plastic off, the tape stayed, so I did get that off eventually. And then a couple days later, this all happened today. What is today? Today's Wednesday, July 23rd, and I'm pretty sure that you are watching this video the same day that I'm editing it. I'm trying to get it up because I haven't posted I didn't post a video on Monday because I have been batch filming. I have been working really hard. I got my son's bedroom makeover done. I got my daughter's room makeover done and cleaned up the house, been working on all kinds of things. So lots of videos are coming soon. But when I batch film some weeks, I tend to not edit so that I don't end up having videos up. I have a lot of videos filmed, but I haven't had a chance to sit down and break them down and put them into an actual video. So I'm trying to get this one done for you guys, and also for me too, because I love to post and share. And I was so excited to share with you guys how the deck had turned out, because that was such a big fun project that I shared here on my channel. And stay tuned, I'm actually going to put together an entire video start to finish of the pool deck build, just so you can have it all in one spot and just watch a full time lapse. It'll just be a little bonus video that I throw out soon. But anyway, so I got the rug in place, I got my chairs back out over here again. This feels so nice to have the space put back together. Oh, I love it. I love it because it's been a hot mess and empty out here for weeks, weeks and weeks. We've had nothing on the concrete. So anyway, this is how it ended up turning out. I'm going to share some before and afters with you guys, and also just kind of chat about things that we have to do still. So stay tuned. All right, here is how the backyard is turning out. It looks so darn good. I'm so excited. I'm going to include some before and afters just to kind of give you an idea of what we started with and just how far our backyard has come in such a short amount of time. It looks so darn good, but a couple things we still need to do. We need to finish the railing, which we do have the boards for that. We just got to get those up. We need to stain, seal the deck. We're just trying to wait for a really clear week where it's not going to rain. It'll give the wood time to dry out as well. And then y'all did see we did stain the concrete. I just put back some of the furniture I already had. And yeah, it looks so darn good. Very, very happy with how it turned out. Thank you guys for all your love and support and encouragement along the way. It means the world to us. We worked super hard on this project, and we're honored to be able to share it with you guys. So yeah, that's how the back porch looks right now. The pool looks so refreshing. I honestly want to jump in. And by the way, the copper ionizer, game changer. Highly recommend getting it. We have not had any issues with algae since getting it. And it's rained and everything, and look how crystal clear the water is. And we use a half a gallon of chlorine every week. So once a week, half a gallon, that's all you need. And well, at least for our pool and our environment, every pool is going to be a little different, but staying crystal clear. I swear that copper thing is making a huge difference. But yeah, that is how it all turned out.